Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I've got a video covering the new premium contract for the German Tier 7 preferential premium tank destroyer, the E25. Now if you do like the video, as always, don't forget to like and subscribe down below, as it really does help out the channel. And yes, the little cockroach that is the E25. It's an absolutely phenomenal preferential premium tank destroyer, and it's preferential because it'll never see Tier 9. And yeah, it's a little cockroach, and that's because it's got absolutely insane DPM, good gun handling, and just broken camo. Realistically, it's broken camo. Because the camouflage on this vehicle is absolutely insane. You can sit 250 to 300 meters away from people farming them, and they still won't see you, even if you're in the open. And if you use bush cover, oh my lord, you are so ridiculously difficult to spot. It's crazy. This tank is absolutely insane, and you can pick it up for free from the premium contract, which is always worth trying to grind out, realistically, and it's not that difficult. It'll be going off for the next 40 days from the release of this video, so you've got over a month to be able to get it done, and you'll be able to earn this little German Tier 7 tank destroyer. So let's get into the contract for the E25. As you can see here, I've already accepted it as, well, I already own the tank, but free silver's free silver. So at stage 1, earn 2,400 or more XP in any number of battles and win a battle, and you can do that in any tank you like, realistically, from Tier 4 up. At stage 2, it's earn 3,600 or more XP in any number of battles, place in the top 5 XP earners on your team, and win a battle. And that's from Tier 4 up, with the heavy tank and tank destroyer classes available to use, which is generally the gist of the entire contract. At stage 3, it's destroy 2 or more vehicles while the enemy is farther than 250 meters in any number of battles. So you need to kill people that are 250 meters or more away from you, which is definitely a tank destroyer mission to complete. And you can do that in tank destroyers fairly easily if you play them correctly. A bit harder to do in heavy tanks, but there we go. Destroy 5 or more vehicles in any number of battles and earn 7,200 or more XP in any number of battles. Fairly simple in the end to do. If you want to know how far people are away from you in game, there's a little distance counter when you're actually aiming down the sight, and it'll tell you how far away people are. So at stage 4, deal 12,000 or more damage in any number of battles, destroy 4 or more vehicles while undetected in any number of battles, and earn 13,200 or more XP in any number of battles from Tier 4 up in a heavy tank or tank destroyer. At stage 5, you need to deal damage equivalent to 2 times your maximum health or more in 3 battles. Destroy 20 or more vehicles in any number of battles, and earn 27,600 or more XP in any number of battles. So if you have 1,000 hit points, you need to deal 2,000 damage, right? That's how you will complete that one. And you can do that from Tier 6 up in a heavy tank or tank destroyer. At stage 6, deal 51,500 or more damage in any number of battles, and earn 57,600 or more XP in any number of battles. Fairly simple one, that one, for stage 6. It's just a grind at the end of the day. And again, heavy tanks, tank destroyers, Tier 6 up. At stage 7, you can destroy 36 or more vehicles while undetected in any number of battles, destroy 80 or more vehicles in any number of battles, and earn 120,000 or more XP in any number of battles. Again, bit of a grind, but that's the way these contracts work. Heavy tanks, tank destroyers, Tier 7 up for this stage. And at stage 8, it's just earn 252,000 or more XP in any number of battles. So again, just grinding out that XP in heavy tanks or tank destroyers from Tier 7 up. And that's how you'll get yourself the E25, the little cockroach. So what do I run in terms of a crew and equipment on this little demon? Well, in terms of a crew, I run Born Leader, Rapid Reload, Sixth Sense, Situational Awareness, Camouflage Expertise, Silent Driving, Steady Aim, Muffled Shot, and Green Thumb. All 4 camo perks to be able to absolutely maximise the camo on this vehicle, because it is utterly filthy. And if I can do that, that's what I'm going to do, because the longer you stay unspotted, the more you can farm, the more damage you'll rack up in this tank. That camouflage is so dirty, you really want to get it as good as possible, so that's why we run all 4. Steady aim to make the accuracy generally better on this vehicle, and, well, it's basically these 5 on pretty much every single tank you're going to play. And in terms of equipment, I run the Advanced Loader, Optics, and the Camo Net. Camo Net to get that dirty 174 meters of still concealment, Optics to be able to have the 461 meters of view range, and the Advanced Loader to get that DPM to be as good as humanly possible, as it is absolutely filthy. And that's what we want to be doing with this tank. In terms of the modules, that's where the engine bay is for the E25. It does like getting set on fire. It does have the 20% internal fire chance, so be careful when you're getting shot in the back end, in the side, or the rear, as, yeah, it generally will get set on fire, so do be careful of that. And that's where the ammo racks sit on the E25, and that's where the crew sit, rather cramped up in this E25, but there we go. In terms of the armour, you don't really have any, but you can occasionally get bouncers, and the reason I say you can occasionally get bouncers is just because of how small this vehicle is, and how angled it can be. You can actually get some funny ricochets off this tank. You sit there going, how did I bounce on that? And the tank itself, if you're playing it, you sit there going, how did I bounce that? You know, it's that kind of tank, but don't ever try and rely on the armour. So let's have a look at the statistics of the E25. You've got a 65 km/h top speed, a 20 km/h reverse speed, 700 horsepower engine, which is 26.62 horsepower per ton ratio, and a 20% internal fire chance. Like I say, it likes to get set on fire. Your mobility is absolutely amazing. It's one of the strengths of the vehicle that you can zoom about, get to an aggressive position and start farming away, and you'll really struggle to be spotted. You've got 44 degrees a second on the hull rotation speed, so this tank does turn pretty damn quickly on its tracks. 2.12 on soft, 1.2 on medium, and 1.1 on firm, means that it's occasionally held back by its ground resistances, but the mobility is that good, you don't feel it too badly. 174 metres of still concealment, with 201 metres of on-the-move concealment is really, really good, and the E25 has some camo rating, which is also filthy, which is the camo after firing that you don't see here. The E25 has the old school TD mechanic that was from way back in the day, where TDs didn't lose as much camo after firing their weapon, and because it's a small caliber gun as well at 75, it means it doesn't lose that much anyway, which is why it's so easy to farm up and stay unspotted in this tank. And to add that to the fact that you've got 174 metres of still concealment and 201 on the move, your concealment is absolute filth on this vehicle, and you really, people just struggle to spot you. I've been farming people at less than 150 metres while in a bush, and they still can't see me in this tank. It's just, yeah, disgusting. 461 metres of view range is decent for this kind of tank destroyer. You'll spot for yourself quite well. You've got, by the way, if you see a turret rotation speed and think, well, this tank hasn't got a turret, that's actually how fast the gun will traverse to the left and the right. It will traverse at 47.78 degrees a second, which means the gun turns to the left and right very, very, very quickly. You've got 0.75 accuracy during rotation, so it doesn't bloom out much when you turn the gun, and a 2.84 accuracy during movement, which isn't very good at all, but to be fair, even though it blooms out a lot, 1.38 second aim time is disgustingly good, and means the aim circle goes ready to go very, very quickly, and that is, again, a key strength of the E25. 8 degrees of gun depression means you are pretty flexible on a ridge line, which is very nice for the E25. It means you don't get bogged down with ridges. 0.24 accuracy at 100 metres, extremely accurate. That is this gun. It is very, very nice in that regard, although occasionally it still likes to derp shots, but RNG giveth, RNG taketh. 2.19 second reload is 3.7k DPM. For a tier 7 tank destroyer, absolute filth. Absolute filth DPM, and it just farms so hard. And the amount of times you can all-in someone, take a hit or two, and just delete their hit points is what the E25 can do. It's just disgusting. This tank destroyer is disgusting. It's one of those that you kind of go, I kind of wish they weren't giving it to people, but there we go. Because, yeah, to have these flood the matchmaker will be a bit of a pain, but hey-ho. 150 pen on the standard AP, with 194 penetration on the premium APCR, and 38mm of penetration on the HE, is not very good, realistically, for a tank destroyer, especially at tier 7. Not the best penetration in the universe, which is why it's got preferential matchmaking, because, to be honest, when you're only facing tier 8s, that's not too bad, and you'll be able to pen most things with that. If you had to face tier 9s, you'd struggle, but you don't have to because it's preferential matchmaking. So it is low. It is on the low side, 150 on the standard AP, 194 on the APCR, 925 metres a second shell velocity on the AP is below average. You have to give a decent amount of lead at distance to be able to hit your targets with this 75mm. 1,156 metres a second shell velocity on the APCR is a lot nicer, but it's not the best APCR velocity in the universe, but it's still a lot nicer than the standard AP, and you will feel a difference in the gun handling on this vehicle. It also has a 130% silver bonus, which isn't the best silver bonus in the universe, so it doesn't make the best silver ever, but if you're firing a good amount of the AP, you still will make a decent amount of silver, as it has better than most of the vehicles anyway, or tech tree vehicles anyway, you know what I mean. But that's the E25. It's the little cockroach. It's an amazing, amazing tank destroyer. It's probably a little bit broken, to be fair, because the camo is stupid. And the DPM is just utterly bonkers. There we go. And you can get it for free from the contract. What I'm going to do now is send you into the replays where you can watch this little tank in action, see how it handles, and see if it's a bit of you or not, or whether you think it's worth the grind. So as always, everybody, I will see you in the replays. So here we are in the replays with the E25. This first game we're in the worst matchmaking you'll actually see in an E25, which is a tier 8 game here on Steppes. And Steppes is a good map for the E25 because there's lots of open space, there's lots of bushes cover you can take, and there's lots of opportunities where you can just go and farm up and stay unspotted, which is perfect for the E25. I mean, even on some of the city maps, you can stay unspotted in some of the situations. I think I've got a replay coming up for you on that as well, which, yeah, you just sit there going, how am I not spotted? And that's what the E25 does. It is just pure. I mean, just look how fast it fires. 2-second reload with the food boost is just, yeah, it's utterly insane. Utterly insane. It is what it is. And since the accuracy is so good as well, it's quite easy to snipe stuff like cupolas of AT-15s, if we can aim properly. But yeah, this is just what the E25 does. You can see I'm not really using it. I've got the bush in front of me between me and them, but I'm just sat in the open on the top of the ridge because I'm that confident in the concealment on this tank. It is just that good that I can do this. And you can see how fast it can eviscerate someone. That AT-15A just went, hi, I'm an AT, found my hit points. No, don't do it. Dead. That's basically it. So we see the comet in front of us and decide, okay, I want to get this comet. If I could get the tracks of that guy, it would be great. But unfortunately, we don't quite get the tracking shot there because this thing is a demon for tracking shots. If you manage to blow someone's tracks off, you will perma-track them so easily. It's just, yeah, pure filth. So the comet's going after our medium tank down below. I was just seeing if I could get a shot at the TD or the Chimera, but I need to go help him out with this comet. We shoot him in the back, set him on fire, hit him on the move again. And it's something the E25 can do. It's just gun handling is that good that even taking those sorts of shots on the move, it can still hit. So I'm waiting to get unspotted, then I'm going to poke around this corner to try and get a shot into the Chimera. And look at that. 180 meters away. And that man didn't see me until I fired. Yeah. Perfectly balanced as all things should be. So, we see the SU-152 at the back. We ricochet. We ricochet again. Bit unlucky with where the shots go. Oh, tracks only. But this is where we've got him tracked now, so we're just going to keep pumping shots into that SU-152. But he's managed to get his tracks back on and get away. But not this Iron Rain, who's got his engine damaged. And if he's not going to repair that engine, he's screwed, because every shot that I'm putting into his upper plate is re-breaking that engine, and it's keeping him pinned. We managed to secure the kill on that German Tier 8 tank destroyer. So the Absolution's up now, and we're just going to use the... It's insane. I thought that Absolution was going to get away as well. We could have actually picked up the kill there. But yeah, the DPM is just absolutely nutty on the E25. It really, really is. And you can see that with how fast it fires at those guys. They just don't stand a chance with just how fast it fires. Once it starts firing at you and you realise, oh no, it's E25, it will take quite a few of your hit points. It won't hit you hard, but it'll hit you fast and consistently. So again, 250 meters away from that Dreadnought, completely out in the open, and we managed to pen him a couple of times and stay unspotted. It's what it does. I mean, I've got another video on the E25 from, I don't even think it's that long, a couple of months ago, where I think it was my best base XP score. Could be wrong on that one, but it was like 3k base. And yeah, absolutely insane game that we had in that video. And that video is a perfect example of this tank being so silly with its camo. Because I think we ended up farming a Tiger 2 and stuff like that at 260 meters, 270 meters, just sat in the open on steps. That's why I'm thinking about it, because it was on steps. It was at H89, just sat in the open, farming a Tiger 2 that was at J5. Yeah, it was pure filth, and you can do that sort of thing with E25. So we're going after the last tank alive. It is the Progetto 56, or 54, sorry. We knew exactly where the Progetto 54 was, so we're trying to get there before we cap. We do get a shot in, and the Brask finishes him off. We finish the game with a decent total there for the E25 on Steppes in a Tier 8 game. Finish with the epic victory, 3 kills, 2.5k damage, 863 assistance. The Confederate with the second class, 1483 base XP. Pretty nice game there for the E25 on Steppes. And now on to the second replay, and this second replay is here on Campbellberg. And on Campbellberg, what we're going to do is be a scout. I can hear you going, a scout? But you're a tank destroyer. Yes, well, we might not have the best view range, having 461 meters of view range. We have 65 kilometers an hour top speed, and 174 meters of still concealment, as well as having that 201 meters of on-the-move concealment. Which means my concealment is amazing. It's actually better than a lot of the tier 6 and 7 light tanks. And this is a tier 7 game. 461 meters of view range is probably on par with quite a few tier 6 or 7 mediums. So we can play aggressively, use the bushes, and spot out really effectively in this vehicle. We can do that. So we've come straight to this corner here at K0, which is a good spot for doing that. We've come against Mr. CMCD. Hello, tier 7 light tank. I see you here. Let me just use my DPM. I know I'm going to take hits from this guy, but 624 hit points. He managed to put 2 shots into me. I took most of his hit points there. That's the DPM of the E25. If you catch someone out like that, and they're easy to pen, they are going to bleed. Sure, you're going to bleed, but they're going to bleed very, very easily. So now we've taken this K0 position in asserted dominance. I'm like, okay, let's go and spot the enemy team. So we're going to push over to go under the ridge where this Jagdpanther is. The Jagdpanther fully caught me out, though. I didn't expect the Jagdpanther to be moving out like it was. There's a 12T in the open. With the Jagdpanther looking sort of this way, I don't realistically want a chance going for it, because he could either have 240 Alpha or 320, and I don't really want to lose those hit points. So the 3001D was looking at us there as we were about to poke around the corner, but we did spot him up as well, which has given us that assistance damage. And you know what? Even though I'm still spotted, they're distracted. So we're just going to go and try and use our DPM here to start pummeling shots at them and hopefully get rid of those 2 medium tanks and the 234-85 and the VK3001D. But they managed to get themselves back behind that little ridge, keeping safe. The Jagdpanther that we were spotting up as well has just been destroyed. Oh, the AMX AC-46 manages to catch a shot into our upper plate though, which does knock us down to 319 hit points, which means we've got to be a bit careful, as that AMX AC-46 can kill us in one shot if we're not, well, if we're unlucky. So Mr. T3485, I thought maybe I wouldn't get spotted there, but we actually got spotted by the MX-12T, just because we poked around the corner a little bit too much. But you know what, Mr. T3485's on the move. If he hits me on the move, sure, fine. But if I can get any more shots into him to shut him down or knock his hit points down, that's what we're going to do. But by poking around this corner, we're also spotting the people like him and the 12T up. So my TDs and my medium tank at F8 can actually shoot them and feed me the assistance damage. So we're up to 1323 damage with 1035 assistance, and we're being cheeky. Hello, this is my bush now. This is where I'd like to be. So I'm trying to reverse back a little bit so that if the MX-AC-46 pokes over, I can see him. Oh, but there's Artie. And I see the 12T. He's gone behind the ridge. That was me checking to see where that 12T had gone. And with him behind the ridge, he can't see me. So we farm up the artillery, get rid of the piggy, put 2 shots into the 12T, and because we got spotted and we started to get detected, we've got to use the mobility and get out of dodge and be that little cockroach. Scuttle away, cockroach, scuttle away. And we knew exactly where we were going to go, which is behind this set of rocks here, which keeps us safe. And we're up to 2.1k damage with 2 kills, the 1,100 assistance. With the Hellcat in the distance, which we really need to lead the shots a little bit better there, we end up tracking the Hellcat, but unfortunately he gets unspotted just as we do that, and he's managed to put his tracks back on, which is not unsurprising, because he was full health, so he probably still had his repair kit. I'm going to, again, try and use my tank to go forward and spot. So we find Mr. Hellkitty again. Try and put the shot into the Hellcat. Don't lead it very well. Hit him that time, though. He misses his shot on the move. I mean, I'd be very shocked if that Hellcat hit us on the move, because the Hellcat's aim circle must be absolutely huge while he's on the move like that, which is why I was happy to take that risk. But you never want to chance it as much because, well, these days, even tanks that have huge aim circles still manage to hit you on the move because lol. But there we go. Pixel shot the 3001D, which, again, gun accuracy coming into play. The 12T hits us on the move, knocking us down to 181 hit points, but we managed to high roll to kill the 12T. And, yeah, you saw the gun in action, just how beautifully accurate it is. That was an absolute pixel shot on that 3001D. And then we also... Wow, that went far. We also got the shot on the move into the 12T, which went straight through and killed him. We found the other piggy, which we'll take. And I'm hoping that he'll get done in by our arty or by someone else, so that we don't have a piggy problem in this game anymore. The Dreadnought from the hill... That guy kills the SP-1C, so I've now got to keep in mind that that guy might poke over and shoot at us at any point. If he was firing HE, obviously doesn't have to pen us to kill us. He could hit the floor next to us, trackers, splash us to death, all that sort of thing. So we've got to be careful of that. If he's firing AP, well, he'll pen us easily. He can overmatch the sides very, very easily and go through anyway. And that would be a little bit overkill because he's got 700 alpha and we've only got 181 hit points, but there we go. So once again, I'm going on a spotting run, and we actually get spotted by the TD as it started to move in, which was the AMX AC-46. Or no, it's not, it's the Hellcat. It's Mr. Hellkitty. Hellkitty from earlier on. Thankfully, the Hellkitty didn't actually manage to kill us there, because he had the 76mm gun and not the 90. So with that AMX AC-46 spotted in the distance, I think, okay, there's only 3 tanks left. Don't know where the 244 is. We do know where the Dreadnought is. We do know where the AMX AC-46 is. So let's go get up behind this Dreadnought. Hopefully get a few shots into farm him. And oh no, disaster. That's where the 244 is. This is the worst thing that could have happened. Where's that guy come from? That's just unfortunate that that guy appeared full health out of the blue from absolutely nowhere. He's not been spotted in ages, and he managed to shut us down. We finished with 4 kills, 2.6k damage, 2.5k assist. First class, the Scout, the High Caliber, with the Pascucci's medal for 1857 base XP. Pretty damn nice game for the E25 there, and it shows you the way that this tank can flow to play as well. You don't just have to play it in that sit at the back further away from people, staying unspotted role. You can be cheeky with it, go find bushes, go scout, and you can also get good assistance damage games in this tank too. So we're on to the third and final replay of this video, and we're on Ensk, a map that is not good for the E25 technically because of how small it is, and it's going to be a bit of a pain to be able to use our concealment. But Mr. Sturm Tiger P here is going to prove a point, and that is, yeah, he's only 300 meters away. Yeah, he's 300 meters away. He's trying to blind fire us, but he just cannot see us. Just cannot see us, and we're managing to farm his hit points just that fast, because that's what the E25 does. So I'm trying to keep my little bit of distance between me and him, which is why we're moving, which is keeping the aim circle going large and missing the shots. And it's still, again, how beautifully accurate this gun is. We still managed to hit the upper plate there. This is what I'm talking about with RNG at times. It giveth and it taketh. We should never have missed any shots at that guy's lower plate while we were fully aimed, but we still managed to hit the upper plate because, ha, why not? So the ISU-152 gets spotted crossing the 3 line. We get ourselves into a position to shoot him. We shoot him once, go for the cheeky second shot, and then we get ourselves safe. Because I don't want to... He could kill me in one shot if I got extremely unlucky. But the ISU-152 clearly just does not care. And in fact, he's got the Derp gun, so he definitely could if he's firing HE. But yeah, he does not care about Mr. E25. He ignored the E25 and just kept driving. Not sure what that guy was doing, but okay. We'll take the hit points. Thank you, sir. So I'm going to put myself in a position where I can shoot the rear of this ISU-152 if he drives back around this corner. So it's just all about being a bit patient, but then I see where he is. I see the TD pushing in behind him. He's never going to pull back, so we're going to go after the SFAC instead. Hello, Mr. SFAC. Put one shot in, so I know he's just fired, so I can safely do this. Put him down to a 1 shot. Well, we'll get unfortunate if we low roll to... We've got 135 alpha. He's got 130 HP, which means we are just slightly above a 50-50 to kill him in 1 shot. And, well, we all know RNG. RNG likes to go, ha, you can kill that guy? No, you die instead. And you never know, that guy could possibly just double barrel us and murder us. But he's not looking at us, so we put the shot in and finish him off there for the kill on that tier 8 TD. We're up to 2 kills, and there's the Ho-Ri. Thankfully, there's a KV3 between me and that Ho-Ri too. And I decide, yeah, I'm not doing that. Nope, no sirree. I don't want to take a hit from that Ho-Ri too. So I'm going to back up into a better position to get shots at him, and hopefully he'll be distracted by the time I get into it to shut him down, to shoot him at least. And in fact, he's now a 1 shot. We put the shot through his lower plate and finish off that Japanese tier 8 tank destroyer. There's the GW Panther. There was the GW Panther. Mr. Lorraine 15551 said, "Good night, sweet prince. Good night." So we're loading the APCR because we're going up to this AT-15 who is currently distracted with the tanks in front of him. I've not even noticed the RT at this point. I'm just that focused on going for Mr. AT-15. Put one shot into his side, finish him off. Up to 4 kills now with the 2.6k damage. Now we've got the Lorraine in front of us. We're going to use our rapid-fire gun just to destroy some of the buildings he's trying to take cover behind and finish him off. With only 2 tank destroyers left on the enemy team, we know exactly where they are. I am full HP. One is an SFAT 105 and one's a Super Hellcat. Now, the Super Hellcat we're not really too fussed about. I can just annihilate a Super Hellcat very, very easily. The SFAC, naturally, could double barrel us, and then the Super Hellcat could finish us off, so we do have to be careful. But if I can spot them up, maybe I can get a little bit of assistance damage here on Ensk, which is not a map that you tend to get that much assistance damage from, so if we can do it, great. So we end up finding both the SFAC and the Super Hellkitty. The SFAC double barrels, so I know I've got time on his reload to start farming up this Super Hellcat. Now, unfortunately, that second shot missed by quite a way for saying how close we were. That was a bit weird, but there we go. The Super Hellcat's now a 2-shot for us. We go for the shot on the move. Oh, but it gun bobbles up, misses the shot. We hit him again, and the Lorraine 155-51 finishes him off. So we don't quite get the top gun there, but we do finish the game with the epic victory. 5 kills, 3.3k damage, nearly 964 assistance. The first class, the Pascucci's, and that's the first class for 2015 base XP. Yeah, that says a lot about the E25, if we're honest. So yeah, that's the E25. That's the tank you can get for free by completing the contract, which is going on for the next 40 days from the release of this video. Like I say, it's an absolutely busted tank destroyer at tier 7. It is amazing to play, as long as you like those tank destroyer kind of gameplays, because if you want it to be aggressive and just rush enemies in the face, this tank's not going to do that. But if you play like those super stealthy tank destroyers, yeah, it's going to be great. So as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.
A great success!